Greetings and welcome to the very first episode of my Let's Play of the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind Open MW Modded Edition. Now, for those of you that know Morrowind, you'll see that this opening screen is quite different to what you'd be used to. And that is a theme that will carry on for the majority of this Let's Play. For those of you that don't know what Morrowind is, Morrowind was the third edition to the Elder Scrolls series. So all of you Skyrim babies or Oblivion boomers who aren't knowledgeable about this will enjoy this game. Those of you who are knowledgeable about Morrowind, you will enjoy it just the same. And there's a reason for that. This isn't going to be just your average vanilla playthrough. This is heavily modded. I'm using the OpenMW Total Overhaul, in which there is multiple mods added to the game to change both the way the game looks and the way it plays in a variety of ways. So for example, there is extra quests, the meshes have changed, the textures have changed, the animations have changed. There's even voices that have changed. And we're going to enjoy this together and take a journey and an adventure through, in my opinion, one of the best role-playing games ever made. Only made better by the wonderful modding community for the Elder Scrolls. Now, to give you some context about the way that this Let's Play is going to work, this is going to be a role-playing Let's Play, essentially. Not in the sense that I'll be directly playing my character to the Let's Players, more in the way that I'll be discussing the choices that my character makes and his rationale and the reasons for him making the decisions that he's making. Just so that as a community, when we're watching this, we can all watch this character's story unfold and all the twists and turns that are in between. Now, I have a basis for my character. I know a small amount of his history. But apart from that, I have no endgame. We're going to do it together and see how it ends up, and I hope that it makes an enjoyable, fun and interactive Let's Play. And I also hope that you relax, get home from work, have a nice cup of tea or whatever you do to relax, and just journey with me through this wonderful game. Now, without further ado, let's begin.
They have taken you from the Imperial City's prison, first by carriage and now by boat. To the east, to Morrowind. Fear not, for I am watchful. You have been chosen.
Wake up. We're here. Why are you shaking? Are you okay? Wake up.
Right.
Stand up. There you go. You were dreaming. What's your name?
Immediately, people that have seen this game before or indeed played it will see that it looks vastly different, and that's going to be a running theme throughout this Let's Play. In my opinion, it looks beautiful, and we're going to discover the new world together. So my character's name is Gralius Vvardenfell. Now, to give you some context before we go any further, Gralius is a wizard. He is what's known as a court wizard. His past was spent in the Imperial City, working in the Mages Guild. He worked for regular, counts or earls or members of the aristocracy as their wizards in court. And that is all the basis of the character's history. There is no current motivations or anything that he's got in his mind that he wants to do. All he knows is that he's been given this opportunity to escape prison and come to Morrowind to start his life anew.
Well, not even last night's storm could wake you. I heard them say we've reached Morrowind. I'm sure they'll let us go. Quiet. Here comes the guard.
This is where you get off. Come with me.
So incredible just seeing the game that I fell in love with 22 years ago reimagined to this. For an old boomer like me, it's really, really enjoyable to know that I can relive this experience again, new and improved.
Get yourself up on deck and let's keep this as civil as possible.
Don't ask me twice. There may be some longer loading screens as it's a large install with lots of mods, but hopefully not too long. Here we are. Magical Vvardenfell. Reimagined.
This is where they want you. Head down to the dock and I'll show you to the census office.
You finally arrived, but our records don't show from where.
Right, so my idea was to either play a Imperial for the roleplay purposes, but it doesn't really fit the character in terms of what he does. There is a new race called a Reachman, which seems to be I'm not sure what it is exactly. But they do fit what I really kind of want to do. But I think the most fitting race is Britain. Alchemy, alteration, illusion, enchantment, mysticism, restoration. They are casters by nature, and that is what Gralius is. He is a wizard. And I think we will stick with the Briton. I like that face. Very cool. Pretty cool hair. Very original Morrowind hairstyles. I like this, but that's a maybe. I also like this. Lots of customization options now, which is really cool. But I'm sold on this, actually. We're going to go with this one.
Well, Vvardenfell isn't like High Rock, that's for sure. But we've started to civilize the place where we can. Please follow me up to the office and they'll finish your release.
You're going to notice that there's some voice lines, especially those that are keen and remember Morrowind how it was, that are different. And I believe that they've been artificially changed for the purposes of the modding experience.
Head on in.
Okay.
Yes, we've been expecting you. You'll have to be recorded before you're officially released. There are a few ways we can do this, and the choice is yours.
So, in the original game, Morrowind, indeed in this version, there are 3 ways for you to get your class. You could either generate your class by answering a select set of questions, in which the questions or the answers you provide, would lead you to a class that it thinks befits your playstyle in response to your answers. The second way is that you can give him the information, which is you pick from a class list, and you have the ability to choose one of the specific archetypes, or you fill out the forms yourself and you create a custom class. Now, because we are playing a custom class, Court Wizard, that is what we're going to do. We'll rename it Court Wizard. our specialization will be in magic. See, one thing that I've always loved about Morrowind, in contrast to the other games, is how much it keeps the original feel of an RPG. The customization of your character and how important it is for you to go down the avenues that you want to go down without and giving it an identity. Skyrim doesn't have an identity. You just pick an area you want to level in and you do so, which is what I love about this game. Our favorite attributes are going to be intelligence and willpower. Now, major skills. We are a caster. However, we are going to be skilled with a long blade. We are going to be skilled in destruction magic. We are going to be skilled in restoration magic, alteration, and mysticism. Our minor skills are going to be... I'm going to throw light armor in there just for the case of later on in the game. Maybe I want to use some light armor, or indeed early on. We're going to have alchemy. We're going to have... I'm not really a fan of conjuration. It's not one of my favorites, so I will likely use illusion instead. And then our last two: destruction, restoration, alteration, mysticism, alchemy, illusion. We'll throw in enchant, and our last we will have speechcraft, just to make us slightly better at talking to people.
Very good. The letter that preceded you mentioned you were born under a certain sign. And what would that be?
This is the one I'm going to go for. The Apprentice. Willpower is a good stat, and it increases our maximum magicka by 1.5 times our intellect, which is perfect. The other options were just the mage in general, which gives us 1 times our intellect, but it makes us a bit weak to weapons. Now, I think that the Apprentice makes the most sense. We can use specific shields to mitigate these, and we want to have a big magic pool, so we're going to go for the Apprentice.
I see. Well, I should warn you. The local dark elves view magic as suspicious at best and blasphemous at worst. So be careful. Now, before I stamp these papers, make sure this information is correct.
Gigantic mana pool. Not so great on health, but we're going to be fighting... When we do fight, we'll be fighting at range, I would assume. I believe that the mods have changed the leveling system slightly, in which there is slightly a slight difference to the leveling system. I'm not sure if it's as linear as you level up and you distribute skills like it used to be. I'm not sure though. That we can find out. But I know that the leveling is different.
Show your papers to the captain when you exit to get your release fee.
Okay. For release by Emperor Uriel Septim the 7th decree to the district of Vvardenfell in the province of Morrowind. Signed, Socucius Urgala, agent of the Sadanean Imperial Census and Excise, 16th of last seed, 3rd era, the year 427. Now, for those of you that are OG Morrowind enjoyers and know the old limeware platter trick, take a look at this nice little touch that the modders have done.
Gods, not the limeware. No, that platter was a gift.
You are no longer able to cheese your way into 650 gold. Which is good.
Continue through to the next building and talk to Sellus Gravius. It wasn't my fault. Really. He just fell over. I hardly touched him.
What? I thought Socucius Urgala was the one opening the door and coming here. Move along, citizen. It's none of your business. Okay. Very interesting. Even the interiors look fantastic. Mods changed the world completely. Let's see if there's anything here that's worth... Ooh. Interesting. It's good to get some early ingredients. That way, we can start our alchemy journey early. Nice. Hackle leaf. I'd like to use alchemy as a staple in this, personally. It's very strong. Ooh, what's that under there? Am I able to get to that? Note from Vampire Scrib. Nope, I can't touch that. Maybe that's something left in by the modders. Okay. We will, however, take this torch. And this one. Torches are invaluable. The lighting in the game has changed quite significantly. In fact, let me just check the gamma levels. I think it should be slightly lower, just to make it a bit more moody. More realistic. The idea of some of the mods is to add a specific realism to the game. And make things actually dark, instead of I can just see in the dark. Right. Take all this lovely silverware to sell. Wonderful. And these are all alchemical reagents as well, which we want to take. Silverware. Take it all, I think. Anything that's worth slight amounts of money we shall sell. Sell the firmament. And let's see if we can unlock this. Aha, wonderful. Some gold. Wonderful stuff. Let us proceed. Right. First, let me take your identification papers. Thank you. Word of your arrival only reached me yesterday. I'm Salus Gravius, but my background is not important. I'm here to welcome you to Morrowind. Yes, you're in Morrowind. I don't know why you're here, or why you were released from prison and shipped here. But your authorization comes directly from Emperor Uriel Septim VII himself, and I do not need to know any more than that. When you leave this office, you are free. Before you go, I have instructions on your duties. Instructions from the Emperor, so pay careful attention. This package came with the news of your arrival. You are to take it to Caius Casades in the town of Balmora. Go to the South Wall Corner Club and ask for Caius Casades. They'll know where to find him. Serve him as you would serve the Emperor himself. I also have a letter for you, and a dispersal to your name. Okay. We have been released.
Let's get this over with quickly.
Okay. Just grab this engraved ring of healing whilst I'm here. And we will leave the introductory episode as a small one. As I think it's best we leave it here so that we can start our journey fresh when the time comes. And that time is now. So thank you very much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. And I will see you all in the next episode. Thank you very much.